Hey everybody, this is Aaron with GeoWays, and today we're going to be covering lesson one of our new mini-series about Mergin Maps and setting up the server. So we're going to cover what the difference is between Community Edition and the Enterprise Edition. We're going to be covering just some notes and prerequisites, and we're going to be giving you a tour of the final product. If you want to get started with the actual setup, you already know what you're getting, then go ahead and skip over to video two. But with that, um, we'll start with some notes and prerequisites here. So uh, the first thing is I have to say it, this is for educational purposes only. We are going to have some baseline security implemented in this server, but it's ultimately up to you to decide if that security is good enough for your needs or not. So um, if you have any doubts, then I would absolutely recommend just consulting a professional. Um, Safeguarding your information or your organization's information is 100% up to you. Anyway, moving on to the prerequisites here, we're going to be using a Gmail account, but any email account will do so long as you're able to access it via API. Um, to send Mergin Maps notifications for password resets, so on and so forth. And then we're going to be setting everything up in Google Cloud Platform. And so we're going to use the same Gmail account that we're creating to also make a Google Cloud account. That way we can get the ball rolling here with a virtual machine. And the series is going to be tackled from the point of view of somebody who has no idea what they're doing with IT administration workflows. Probably some familiarity with geospatial workflows, but more uh, kind of in the dark with regard to server setups and things like that. So that means that this is going to take a little bit longer because I'm going to take a little bit of extra time to explain some things. I might do a condensed version later, I'm not sure, but if for right now, I think that this is what the gap in the information space is, so we're going to go ahead and tackle it that way. Um, with all that kind of being said, the difference between the Community Edition and the Licensed Enterprise Edition is number one, it's money. You pay for the Enterprise Edition, but you get a lot of extra things with that. The biggest difference between the two that I have noticed is that in the Community Edition, if you are in the system, you can read and interact with all of the projects slash maps within it. So um, if you have a need to basically have, different separate departments or things like that, then look into the Enterprise Edition. If it's okay that everybody in the server reads the information, then absolutely stick with this Community Edition. So let's go ahead and do a quick high-level tour of what you get at the end of this series here. So during setup, you set up an administrator account. I'm going to go ahead and log into that now. This dashboard is where the magic happens for the vast majority of people who are going to be logging into your system. You can see that as soon as you log in, you have access to all of the projects. And if you were to click on them, you'd be able to see the contents of those projects. So if you click on collaborators here, you have three options: reader, writer, or owner. Since I'm an administrator, I can actually change them. If they weren't an administrator in the system, then they wouldn't be able to do any of these alterations, but they would still be able to see your projects. So with the Enterprise Edition, you get the functionality of workspaces where you can actually choose who sees projects versus who don't see projects, but you can also delete things from in here, so on and so forth. If you actually need to add users, you would go to the admin panel, which is exclusive only to administrators, as you can imagine. And here you can actually add users into the system, set a password. They're going to get an email alert saying, hey, you're in the system, but hey, we also recommend that you change your password, so on and so forth. So that's the browser side of things. Now in QGIS, you would have the plugin enabled for Mergin Maps, and you would click on the settings here, and you just put in the information like you did on the login screen. You would make sure that you check this custom Mergin Map server, put in your custom URL, which we'll be setting up later on, and then hit test connection. And looks like we are okay. So we're going to hit OK here. And over here, you can actually see the projects that we just saw in the browser. So now we're set to do syncing back and forth between mobile and QGIS and the server itself. All right, well, I feel like I've spoken enough about this. I've given a brief overview of what you're going to get at the end of it, so let's go ahead and just build this thing. All right, we'll see you in video 2.